Glory, honor, and praise to the Father in heaven, Allah, Father of the universe. I'm just making this video to merely show, listen, everything that I do is to put, I have a sign. I'm on the side of the road. I'm seeking travel assistance. As a traveler, damn, bitch, what the fuck you gonna run into me, motherfucker? You gonna get ran into before you run into me, motherfucker. But, it's another thing, man. People not paying attention. We gotta understand, these are empty seaters. These are empty seaters being animated through a G network. I don't know what the future looks like. I assume that's why they're rolling out with the self-driving vehicles. Because I don't think these motherfuckers can drive for themselves. Between them being on the phones and just distracted. Shit, can we hurry up with these with the self-driving vehicles? Look, I don't care because it's too many people at risk with these soulless vessels. I assume that's why that's I definitely assume that's why that's in the works in a way. But so I'm a traveler. I am currently exercising not just my constitutional right, because again that's connected to shadow law. I'm talking about my divine and national right, which is to have in my reality love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. What the shadow law would call life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. I currently, I am in that process, and having to break away from everybody that has been a block to my, whether it was my love, because they abused my love, my truth, because they denied my truth, denied me from expressing or speaking my truth, my peace, whether they disturbed my peace, my freedom, whether they hindered or halted my freedom, and my justice, whether they dealt with me unjustly. I had to break away from all. So I am a lone traveler, and listen, this is the path of Allah. It's like can't stop, won't stop, because look, Father already told us what this earth incarnation with this journey would be about, and most of us are not we're not taking these initiations to just meet Allah in the heart. We're not taking these initiations. Look, I've done it. Take the safe route. Whether it be a 9 to 5, whether it be some type of role that you're playing that is someone else's idea of what should be for your own vessel. Truthfully, we are the one thought of Allah made manifest in the flesh. It doesn't matter if you have a whole family. Allah created us uniquely with a unique divine blueprint. And Allah had one thought for our vessel. So it's like most of the times have family, friends, partners, spouses, children deciding what role we should play in this world stage. And because of that, most people never get to even fulfill their true purpose and destiny. Whatever it is. But the point is, I'm putting this on the record for all. Like I said, I know that I'm monitored. I know that, the spirit, it's spiritual wickedness and other dimensions. They're so much more advanced that they can give, beings on this planet. Like, for example, they can give Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and all of these characters. They can give them like the highest, most advanced technologies and stuff. These are the beings that I'm talking about, the ones that you don't see. They're invisible. They're in other dimensions. But they use vessels here to carry out specific agendas. So these are the beings, and they're not, how I refer to them, they are just, they're extraterrestrial because they're otherworldly. And we know, I'm saying, according to the Bible, I'm glad the sun is coming out. According to the Bible, Father said, you shall be hated in this world for my name's sake, for you are not of this world. Father is talking to the very elect, to the chosen of what? Not the very elect, not the very elect, not the chosen by the negative polarity with a negative agenda. Not the very elect, not the chosen for that polarity. I'm talking about the polarity, the positive polarity, the very elect, the chosen for the positive polarity. There's a difference, because we got to understand Satan chooses vessels. Satan even has a very elect roster. All right, you the very elect. How much work are you going to put in for me? You see people get into the game. It don't stop there. On both sides, how much work are you willing to put in to rise in rank? How much work are you willing to put in for either polarity to rise in rank? That's why a lot of times you see the chosen from the negative polarity with the negative agenda. You see them, they rise for a short time and they just fall off or disappear. They wasn't willing to do their assignments that Satan was grafting them in for. Because you gotta do dirt. I'm talking about dirt to rise in Satan's kingdom. For Satan to give you the world, you gotta whatever your role, whatever your assignment is, you gotta put in work. Now, of course, it's the same thing with Allah, with universal Allah. Our Father said, to whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. So Father is not trusting anyone with the keys to the universe to be grafted in Allah's kingdom without putting in work. What does putting in work look? What's the difference? Putting in work for Satan, putting in work for Allah. Well, I'm giving an example now to put this on a record. Our Father has assigned me to the streets to travel, to face fiery trials and tribulations at every turn. We have these shadows, these polarities that we have to transcend before we can meet Allah in the heart, because the heart has to be pure. How's the heart purified? Well, Father already said suffering produces patience. That's one of the highest virtues of higher self, and there are more. So we have to go through these trials and tribulations. Most of us forsake these initiations for comfort, for a stable life. It could look like that in any form. It could look like, getting married to a partner who could never connect you to Allah in the heart, could never connect you to your higher self. Why? Maybe they make you miserable. Maybe you're just not happy. Maybe you got that warning, you shouldn't marry them, and you did it anyway because, stability, security, whatever, convenience. You're being maybe forced, some families force marriages, and, I don't think that all forced marriages are wrong, but again, it's going to depend. But most people are doing something that makes them unhappy, and according to the law of attraction, like creates like. The law of cause and effect. The energy that you're we'll say oscillating, creating, vibrating in, for today, it creates your tomorrow. Cause and effect. Every action has a reaction. Action is staying in a situation. You're taking action, no action, but you're taking action. Because the action you're taking is staying when you could be walking away from it. So that's still an action, even though it looks like no action. So I'm using these trees for transmutation because this is an extreme degree of rejection. This is initiation. Allah calls them tests, trials, and tribulation. How many grew up without we'll say a father or a mother? How many are vessels of Allah, vessels of righteousness, and have been rejected all of their life? Well, those energies don't leave unless you transmute them. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Merely transmitted. Energy can be transferred. Energy can be directed, etc., divine, etc., etc. This will come up at some point before you leave the earth, or it will bring you back to earth in an infant vessel with, again, these issues to bring up. And in future timelines, families will literally, nobody wants to help. And I'm at that timeline already. Everybody's not at the same timeline. Your frequency determines your timeline. Your frequency, because this is Father's script. And your frequency determines the timeline that you're in. I'm currently at the timeline where Father spoke of a man's heart waxing cold. I have theories about why. It definitely involves soul, my theories involve soul extraction. Not involved, but my theories are that it's soul extraction through, like they're putting foreign inoculations in your body that were patented and that had certain technologies in it. I think that's why that man's heart has waxed cold. Because look, most people that I've talked to got it for that pandemic. What was it, a few years ago, where everything shut down? Most people that I talked to, they got it for like whether they wanted to continue with work or school. And my theory is it took the humanity out of these human vessels, and that's why Father said in his script that man's heart shall wax cold in the end times. And we are in the end times. We left the age of Pisces. We're officially in a new age, the age of Aquarius. So we're seeing the physical manifestation. We're seeing a physical manifestation of the end. It's a significant lag time from the spiritual realm, which the spirit was Father, the sins of the world reaching Father in heaven, and we shifted into a new age. A new world was created. The great falling away from what? Falling away from one age, and we're in another. But we're still seeing the physical manifestation play out, right? It's gonna take, to us, to the human mind, it takes a long time to see the real physical new world. But look, we are in that time. It's new oceans right now as we speak, being created. The so-called Ethiopia is a new ocean being formed right now. And I'm sure that's happening in many different places. Lands are breaking off and just disappearing into water. So that's the great falling away. The old is falling away and the new is being created in the physical. And since the physical manifestation, the plane of manifest, the vibration is significantly slower. We're seeing it play out. So not one person has stopped. Another theory that I have, because I've been persecuted and driven off of the land, my ancestors' land, from all of the businesses. They're collective. All these businesses are owned by the same, not just entities, the physical, whether it be the same families or, they hide behind corporations and all of that. But nonetheless, it's still a monopoly here. A network. And we know you can be followed on, something like my family's car. You can see inside of the car on Google, their car was on Google Street View. You could see inside of that shit. That's how motherfucking close they can see you from watching you from these fucking satellites. So look, it's nothing for them to watch you. And Father already told me they watch me from aerial view. It's nothing to get somebody's GPS location because they use technology. You know, the same aura technology that the spiritual community, how you can basically see somebody's whole aura. That's being used as well. So look, these these people that they profit off of the ancestors' demise and burial. That's what Allah talked about. Survival, which became on earth, the law became survival of the best, and that's just not the truth. That's not the truth of this new age. This new age of Aquarius is not the truth anymore. It's a whole new truth. Father gave instructions on charity. I don't care if you can't give somebody a ride. If you don't have any fiat notes, bank notes, you can at least give, some type of energy of compassion. But there's nothing here. I'm talking about for the masses. And my theory is it is due to the inoculations. That's my theory. I believe that it extracted the soul essence and it took out the humanity from the hearts of man. And I do believe they're just running off of G Network. And look, Xfinity, welcome to 10G. Xfinity, welcome to 10G. I put together a clip on that. Saw with my own eyes in the 2023 timeline, and the one guy in the commercial said they had been working on that for a few years back. So if you have empty vessels, running off of 10G, and who really knows what it is at this point? No one's going to tell you. No one, how many people out there at the sound of my voice know that we're running off of 10G? It is February, oh wow, I'm Infinity. I don't chart time like that because my station is with Allah. There's no time there, but we're in March. We're in March of 2025 timeline. How many people know in March of 2025 that we're at 10G? Because I don't know what timeline this will be revealed. How many people in the timeline of March of 2025 know or knew that we are at 10G? And listen, the last commercial I saw, the guy said it was in the works for a few years back, before 2025. So do I really know what we're really at in the March of 2025 timeline? I don't know, because generally the public does not find out about these things. But look, even if you can't give somebody a ride, because look, fear is the default program running. I never get to watch the news unless I'm somewhere where, like at a business or something that has the news on. That's the only time I get to watch the news. And story after story was like so fucking gruesome. Like, and they'll tell stories about this person helped somebody, and then the person was a serial killer or did some real crazy shit. So you literally had, this is a fear-based society right now. It's just the consciousness is seeped in fear totally. They even had the movie Stay Single, Stay Safe. Now that's programming, period. You got technology laced. Soulless human vessels connected to a 10G or plus and being fed all this negative programming. Father said, in those days, the end times, man's heart shall wax cold, and I'm already at that timeline. I haven't been offered one ride. The only rides that I have received in past timelines were from U.S. Corp agents that were sent to, it's like a form of self-sabotage. We'll say sabotage. Their goal is to keep you in a time loop, keep you in a karmic loop, or, things like energy harvesting. This one U.S. Corp, I'll call them members, because even if they're not on the books, these are people being contracted to target the very elect and the chosen. In the entertainment industry, they're called handlers. They're there to keep you going with the agenda. And if you stop going with the agenda, you become targeted for all types of things. One being that you see in the entertainment industry, sacrifice. A lot of my father's dogs have been and are being sacrificed in the entertainment industry, which I'm assigned to. Listen, Father does not, when you transcend your body and you have to do your life review, it's like, it's not a final exam, but it's like a review. Like, oh, you got all this wrong or right, or you didn't take this lesson, and then, you get sentenced back to another reality to continue on with your lessons that you didn't address here. A lot of my father's dogs, once they get, get on and get exposed to the high life, some of them downright, they get access to privileges that no one around them really can have access to, even if they have a team. I'm saying they get to see both sides. Let's just say that. They get to see the side of privilege and luxury and prestige and fame and honor. And then a resentment builds up. Like, for example, on a very lowly scale, I got the opportunity I had the courage to leave from east to the west, but I didn't just go on the West Coast in the hood or in the ghetto or some shit. I went to places like Laguna Beach, Malibu Beach, Tustin, California. These are the most pristine places. Lake Forest. Was that California, Lake Forest? I believe Lake Forest is in California. Beautiful. No one knows about these hidden gems. I'm saying of my nation, the nation I incarnated into, the so-called blacks. Native Americans, Indigenous, Moorish American, Hebrew, Israelites, children of Israelites, Jews, Jewish, 12 tribes of Judah, 12 tribes of Israel. Most of us are not there. We don't ever get to see it. And when you get the privilege I had the privilege to experience that. It wasn't on a large scale, but nonetheless, your eyes are recorders for the soul, for your soul essence. Your eyes record everything, and everything is programmed into your subconscious mind, right? So I got to program my subconscious mind with just abundance, because it's abundance in these places. It's expansiveness, it's luxury. I got to program my consciousness with that instead of, being from a small town, always seeing narrowness and restriction, even in the engineering. That's why my nation is trapped in a cement jail. Look, in most cities, the city I grew up next to, all my family, Atlantic City, Philadelphia, places Camden, like places like these. Everywhere you go, it's like, what is that? It's like Monopoly, like how the streets are like, it's like two streets. Everything is constricted and narrow, right? In these cities where a lot of my nation grew up, even if you grew up in a small rural town. So your eyes are even programming your reality. You see that every day. Your mind locks into programs of scarcity, restriction, narrowness. That can result in having narrow thinking, not being able to think outside of the box. So I had to move myself to more abundant territory, more expansive territory, for my ultimate pursuit of happiness. That's why, another reason I became a traveler, to open the windows of my soul to more abundance. If I can see abundance every day, I have a infinitely greater chance at experiencing it in my physical reality at the divine time. But you gotta you gotta start somewhere. A lot of my nation, they get locked into the narrowness, restriction of living in these cities, in these concrete jungles. And they never get out of the mind trap. It's a mind trap, because why would you want to live in filth, in a concrete jungle, when you can live out, we'll say, in nature, somewhere like Laguna Beach or Tustin, which, if you want it, I'm putting that on the record for the all too. If you do want to do that, you will have a fight to do that, to be able to do that, because of the tyranny here that my father already has the script about it, but my father is pronouncing judgment for those that will not let the native children experience abundance on this earth. Because through my travels, look, I've even been kidnapped for being in a tent for less than 24 hours. Told everywhere in these abundant areas that I don't belong, I can't be, I'm trespassing. So freedom is not free. Freedom is not free. There is a price to pay in this incarnation. And I assume I know this is on the record for the all. I assume that's why my nation doesn't venture out to experience more of life. Even, look, you live poor anyway. You live paycheck to paycheck anyway. You live on welfare anyway. You live on food stamps anyway. You live in a box anyway. You live in violence. You live on war turfs. Again, what's the difference with struggling in surroundings that could facilitate more peace? My nation doesn't think like that. Now, when a lot of my father's dogs, once they get to experience that life because they're a gift for their talent, or because they work for Satan to influence a negative agenda, they get to influence a negative agenda. They get to influence the world. So Satan gives them the world. How Father's looks, Father says, seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness. That's a pure heart. And all these things shall be added unto you. So you're getting it from either polarity, or you're just, again, merely existing until the truth is revealed about your current condition, which is poverty. Because, again, for those seeking comfort, oh, somebody might help me? Hi. You threw the money? What is that, $1? This guy just threw $1 at me. You threw $1 at me? Hi. Let's get his license plate, because you know you cursed for that, bitch. Now, if he said it was $100, that would be something. Let's see what this is, because I'm not picking no motherfucking dollar up off no fucking ground. This ain't about gratitude. This is about how evil you fucking bitches are. This is about how evil you fucking bitches are. Let's see. Is this $100? Or did this bitch really have the nerve to throw a motherfucking $1 at me? Let's see. Yo, this bitch, yo, I'm gonna leave this for a real homeless person. Look, this bitch threw a fucking $1 at me. Look at this shit. Yo, fuck you and your world, bitch. You're officially, fuck that. And I don't want that shit. You don't got, listen, you don't, when people do shit out of nastiness, you ain't got to take shit from them, because look, it could be more of a headache for you. So I'll leave that there. I'll leave it there for somebody. Maybe they might be riding a bike and maybe they really need the $1. But this is a simulation of endurance, cultivating patience, which I have very, very little of, because I have that's what Prophet taught us. If I would tell you what to study for this incarnation, study yourselves to know your all evil from that exchange. Even talking to that bitch, all evil from that exchange is return divine times fold to every area of his life. I deem that bitch unemployed and unemployable on my ancestors' land for the remainder of his existence. Oh, somebody wants to help me. See, he's over. Hi, how are you? I appreciate you, hon. See, he's kind. God bless you. All right. Oh, he gave me $20. He just gave me $20 and he told me to come over. He told me to come over. He didn't throw it out the window. So I'll take that gladly. But bitch, you gonna really do some shit like that? He crumbled up the dollar and threw it out the passenger window. So look, when motherfuckers, listen, when motherfuckers want to try you like that, let it be. Let it be so. Let it be so, because I don't have to curse nobody. They curse themselves when they do evil shit like that. This guy that gave me $20 didn't have to do it. He stopped, told me to come over on his side. He stopped, told me to come over on his side, and he handed me $20. The guy right before him looked at me, balled the dollar up, and threw the dollar out the passenger window. You know you fuck, motherfucker. Whoever you are, yo. He worked for the U.S. Postal, USPS, wherever that is. Yo, this is his last days employed and employable on my ancestors' land. Because look, listen, people think that they can get away with shit because, you know, whatever reason, man, I would never do something like that to somebody. Never. Yo, and look, I always speak from example and experience and wisdom. When I had my vessel, my religious vessel, I saw a European. He was a European guy. He was laid on the ground at the Wawa, had blankets and shit on outside. Yo, I hopped out. I gave him some socks. This is just one example. I always give. Not even a few weeks ago, I gave my last $22 to a guy, just a random guy. He appeared to be homeless. He probably was an agent. But Father said that was a test and an initiation. Because we have to take a lot of testing and letting go and detachment. Yo, Father, you want me to give away my last $22? What? I first got up and I was like, here, I gave him $2. And Father was like, I felt that pulling like, yo, you know you ain't do it, the full instruction. And then I wrestled with it. And then I was like, all right. And I gave the last 20 to him. So I gave him my last $22. I gave him my last $22. And it didn't matter if he was an agent or not, because he has nothing to do with it. I am responsible for my own self and my own actions. Father is testing me. Father is testing us. You don't know what that person's going to do with it. They can go and do drugs with it, do anything with it. What's recorded is what you did, not what the other person. They got to pay for their own. Good deed or bad deed, they got to pay for that. It's what the angels of Allah recorded you doing. That's why Father always talks about charity, and that's what most people don't know, because man's heart has waxed cold. And my frequency is already at the timeline. I'm further into the age of Aquarius than most people, because most people are still doing things that are blocking them from meeting Allah in the heart. Whether they're creating, let me get back on that bitch that did that fuck shit. The angels of Allah recorded him. And listen, I'm not your average human being. So look, to whom much is given, much is required. I receive more justice. When I get justice, when it's time for me to get justice, I receive more justice, because I am in right standing with Allah. Glory, honor and praise to the Father in heaven. I don't know, that dollar is somewhere up the street. I'm not taking that. I don't want no gift of envy and hate. You don't know most of the time, but that was just a clear act of hate. And whenever I receive gifts or money, I just set the simple intent. I dissolve dark contracts, because whenever I dissolve all contracts, I dissolve all dark contracts, I destroy toxic agreements or contracts in every dimension in reality. Because you never know the intent behind why somebody's giving you something. And every exchange is just that. It's an energy exchange. Just because it's a physical item doesn't mean that it's not a spiritual energy behind it. Everything starts in the spiritual realm first. So if somebody is like in their head, yo, I want this bitch to kill herself, and then they hand you $100, you just accepted their gift or money or whatever. You accepted the terms of that contract. Whether it manifests for you is the protection that you're under in their willpower versus yours. That's what it's going to come down to. A lot of motherfuckers get snaked, hurt, harmed, backdoored, whatever. Sacrificed because they accepted somebody else's terms in the form of a physical gift or representation. And then guess what? They never did the spiritual undoing work. They never set the intent. I'm dissolving dark contracts. That's my will. Fuck your will. So yeah, the angels of Allah recorded that bitch doing that shit. We just saw both sides. We saw one dumb fuck ball up $1, throw it out the passenger window. Look, we are subjected. The vessel, if you're the very elect and you're not going through these initiations, look, even the very elect shall be deceived. Father said about the hate we shall receive in this world. And it's a act of humility. Motherfuckers want to humiliate you and shit. Gonna look at you, roll down the window, and throw $1. Bitch, ain't even throw $100. If it was $100, you'd have been like, that's some form of assistance. You're gonna, what is the fuck is $1 gonna do? If you was really intending on being an asshole, because you want to look at me, roll down the window, and crumble up the $1 and throw it out there. So now he cursed himself. This is officially his last days employed and employable on this land. And he is cast and driven out. My will and my authority to go to my Father. That's my petition to my Father in heaven. I'm going to divine court about that matter. Because anytime, if you're a very elect or chosen or a vessel of righteousness, a vessel of Allah, and someone does something to steal your positive energy through directed negative energy towards you. Because look, I expect these from these wicked ones. So that shit ain't do too much for me, except, hey, make me bring that before Allah and have him in a whole new reality, his next cycle. That's normally how it goes. It normally just like it takes a 30-day cycle to complete. You fucking child of the corn. Don't fucking look at me. But just like it's normally, I'm saying when we're talking about the law of karma and cause and effect, if it takes 21 days to form a new habit, a new program, it's normally like a 30-day, we're in this time where timelines are collapsing, time is speeding up, the frequency on the planet is moving is moving faster, is oscillating faster. So time is looking different for different individuals. Time is depending on your specific frequency. So because he's subjected to my reality, because my frequency is significantly higher than his, because I would never think to do something like that. Like I said, when I had my religious vessel, saw, a homeless guy. He was laying on the ground, had a blanket on, jumped out, boom. I'm paying buku gas money for a 29-foot mobile, what people call mobile home, but a religious vessel. Buku gas. Jump out. I didn't put that under my tank. I jump out, give them $125, some socks, some food that I had, and like a blanket. That's just one example of where my consciousness is at. So I know that motherfucker that just did that shit, that's a low frequency motherfucker. That's Satan's vessel to do some shit like that. That's Satan's vessel. So he's subject to my reality. So now he's stranded. Now he's broke. Now he's homeless. Now my father now turns every heart that could possibly help him. Remember when father had to force like rulers of the land, I think that was in Egypt, it was a story in the Bible where father had to force their hand. What father can do, father could turn every heart cold in your time of need. It literally, because in your testing time, in your time of need, that book is going to be opened on you. How many people did this person help? Ultimately, where I shall be delivered, I shall be helped in whatever way, this individual will receive zero help in his time of need. And it's coming up. Again, it normally takes a cycle for the physical manifestation of how your cause and effect looks in your reality or your karmic cycle. His is gruesome, because he should have just kept it moving if he was going to do something like that. Because now he just marked himself, and his whole reality is subject to my desire for him and his reality. Because once you exchange some energy, some shitty energy like that, how I'm finna return that shit to you, you're not even gonna believe. You're not even gonna believe how your reality is scripted next. So that's why I don't be tripping when motherfuckers be doing dumb shit. All right. Good. I'm glad you get the chance to learn this humility that you're about to learn, and respect and charity. Because my father talks about that all the time in his words about charity. Helping another, because everybody's gonna have a time of need. I don't care who you are, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, health-wise. A lot of motherfuckers' health is gonna be failing. When you're sitting up in that motherfucking hospice having to get your diaper changed, and you got some wicked caretakers, remember, Remember, you balled up $1 and threw it out your passenger side at me, motherfucker. You remember that shit. And good. That's good. That's righteous. When a vessel has to go through such extreme situations to learn a righteousness. We all do. Most of us just don't take the initiations to get there because most of us don't want to meet Allah in the heart. And Father said, suffering produces patience. Father continually talked about the fiery trials and tribulations of, being on earth and da-da-da-da-da. Father always talks about that. So that'll be a good thing for him. That'll be a great thing. It's not, look, which is why, I'll get that another time, but what Father talks about in the Holy Quran, or the Moorish Science Temple of America, talks about not just charity, but these trials and tribulations man must know to ascend. To reach the state of Christhood. How could you be a universal being, a Christ consciousness, if you don't even practice charity? I don't care what a motherfucker you think another motherfucker's going to do with that money. They ain't got shit to do with you. The angels is recording what you're doing. Every one individual is the thought of Allah made manifest in the flesh. Because they have this, don't give. There's a program running not to give to panhandlers. But yet all these businesses, these corporations, these entities are extracting life force after they charge somebody a fucking 1,000,000% markup. They want to go and ask you for a donation? Oh, would you like to round up? Would you like to give to Ronald McDonald's Cancer Foundation? When they're that motherfucking food is what's giving you cancer? But, pay for the ones that we're giving cancer to? Would you like to give this business over here asking for $1 donation after you done paid 1,000,000% markup? But it's wrong but they are putting the program up through putting up programming signs and shit like that. Oh, no panhandling. Don't give to panhandlers. But they call it donations. This shit is, Father, I call it divine justice because that shit pisses me off. That you could charge somebody extra about 1,000%. I paid $11 yesterday for and it seemed like the sandwiches got smaller. For a turkey and cheese sandwich, a bag of Doritos, and an iced tea, I paid $11.02. All right? What the nah. That's not acceptable to me at all, by any means. And they asked, did I want to donate $1? But they are programming these vessels. Mashallah, may Allah bless that man that did. Whether it was evil or not. Most people don't even know they're evil. Most flesh is evil against Allah. Mashallah, may Allah bless him and his family. Dissolving all dark contracts, all toxic agreements in every dimension of reality. Evil against high vessel and the divinely connected to high vessel and Allah. So say, Bless your enemy. I am blessing my enemy that threw the balled up dollar at me. Because once that bout of suffering that I manifested in his upcoming reality, well, it's his now reality, but because the physical manifestation is a slower lag time, it's now and it's also upcoming. That's a blessing for him to experience the suffering that he's going to experience for that evil action. Because then he'll get to see both sides. He'll get to see he'll get to learn empathy by feeling how it feels to have not a single soul on earth to help you. Most of the time, 99% of the time, that's the only way man can develop some type of empathy or compassion. When you go through something yourself, so that's a blessing for him. That curse is definitely a blessing for him. I'm here with the ancestor trees, and while I'm standing here facing extreme rejection, and evil eye, and confusion, and fear. They've had so many hitchhiker movies. They've had so many stories on the news about people that do good and end up getting harmed. And I'm not living my life like that. And if anybody out there that hears these words lives their life like that in future timelines, it's going to be no salvation for you. I'm talking about the very elect of the chosen. Because if it's, what is it saying, the basic instructions before leaving Earth? These videos be too long. All right, I'm going to wrap this up real quick. The basic instructions before leaving Earth says one of every household to transmute a bloodline. So that meaning you're the elect. You were elected from your bloodline to collapse timelines of trauma templates or whatever from your bloodline. I'm paraphrasing it. Said one of every household or something like that. Some choose to do it, some choose not to. I'm at the timeline now where I'm transmuting for others' bloodlines. Because most people they are taking the comfort route and living paycheck to paycheck. And they're just going to wait for the reset and wait for that. Look, either you get the mark of the beast. I don't know how they're going to, I don't know what the scenario is going to be then when that actually, when it actually does happen. I don't know, but how they're going to manifest that. But either you get the mark of the beast or you cannot buy or sell anymore. I guess most people are waiting for that. I hope in the name of Allah you're saving up all your money for at least I'm saying to the very least a solar generator for when you're driven out of society, for when your frequency becomes a threat to Autobots and vessels of Satan that are being turned into technology. I hope you're at least saving up all of your funds. I hope you're not paying rent or a mortgage. I hope you're just saving up all your fiat notes for at least minimum a solar generator so you can travel and use the sun as electricity, because listen, where my frequency is at, I'm being persecuted because Allah is not welcome, because these are criminals. They're operating on stolen land as it is. This is Allah's. Technically, truthfully, this is Allah's earth. Reinstated back to divine order. It's already ordered in the spirit realm. We're just seeing the great falling away, the physical manifestation, which takes a significantly, to the finite mind, it takes a significantly slower time to physically manifest a new world. But it's already there by law, right? So when your consciousness is in conflict with the consciousness of these units, how are they criminals? They're criminals. My father said they are guilty of crimes against humanity. They're guilty of crimes against humanity. And again, it's all right for them to charge 1,000% markup. Probably about $600 to $700 to $800 to $1,000 a pop for gas that they're getting. But they're asking for donations. This is criminal activity going on. But then they're posting signs. They're doing the same way they can do a subliminal message. Where do you think that comes from? You cannot hear it, and it actually bypasses the conscious mind and goes straight to the subconscious mind. Father said they're doing broadcastings on certain locations that are, because their vessels are connected to the G network, so they're doing these, what are they called? Maybe, I don't know for sure. My theory is like some type of EMS broadcasting that it cannot be heard with the naked ear. It's something like voice to skull. And they can have a number of scripts. The same way if you go on a business or on a metro or something like that, or the airport, and you hear they're repeating the same message over and over and over again. For example, when I was in Cali, the message for the public transportation and metro is, see something, say something. See something, say something. If you see suspicious activity and see something, say something. They would play this every 15 minutes. Well, they can do that inaudibly. It's sort of like voice to skull. You can't hear it. And because these vessels, these soulless vessels, are connected to 5G, it's like they're now programmed for fear towards even helping another. Again, these are vessels that Father is deleting from the record of humanity, because there is no more humanity in them. I dare you. Oh, all right. I'm glad you went the other way, because y'all corporations can ask for donations upon extracting thousands of percent. I went in this business. Are y'all throwing any food out? Oh, we had to throw it in the trash. Father's not playing this anymore with you businesses for this coming age. You're going to see how it plays out. And then they want to post fear propaganda about not giving to they call it panhandling, but for them it's a donation. Do you see the tyranny, gaslighting, and fear-based programming? For someone like myself that's really in a situation of poverty, not just poverty, but extreme oppression from the spiritual wickedness overseeing this physical reality. Extreme oppression. You got people, oh, I wouldn't do that if I was you. You know, some bad people out here. What the fuck you gonna do? When Repo Man come collect your car and tell you you gotta switch over to electrical vehicle, etc., etc. What you gonna do when you get replaced? Your work gets replaced by a robot, and you're in you're in an extreme work competition. You're not just competing with other humans, but you're competing with AI and robots for work, and you can't find work anymore. If you keep that fear mentality, it's going to be people that they got too much pride to, and that was me. Have too much pride to ask for help, assistance. They just gonna fall by the wayside. It's getting downright with these male vessels out here. You gonna straight up have to. I do not recommend, suggest prostitution in these timelines at all. But you might have to act like you finna give something up and just dip off on that motherfucker. Like, I don't care. You agents already know my MO. Y'all, they already know how I be playing the fuck out of them. They be thinking I don't know that they are sent. Oh, I need a ride. Oh, you thought you were getting something. I know your heart is evil and wicked. We already pulled up your record. We know you only do things for people if you're going to get something out of it. For sexual favors, for whatever. In these coming timelines, where humanity is being replaced by robots. Y'all, and don't censor my shit for this, because I saw a motherfucking London Fog in that commercial talking about being replaced by AI, so don't censor my shit. I'm putting this on the record for all. I already know my shit gets shadow banned and all that shit, because it's too much. I got the whole script, pretty much, of Allah. Not every detail, nobody knows the whole, but while I'm standing here and, rejection is being brought up, it gets to come to the surface, everybody passes you up, motherfuckers want to disrespect. I'm here with the ancestor trees. I'm also simultaneously, periodically, I transfer all rejection energies to my ancestors' trees. It's a whole gang of us here right now. Look, it's literally a whole gang of them watching me. I'm refilling every void, hole, gap, and tear with the divine order, energy, and intent, and a miracle. Calling anything specific. So I'm doing that while I am bringing up. These are numerous fear-based energies, shadow energies, negative polarity energies. If you have to put yourself into, any type of situation or simulation that subjects you to your shadow self. Again, if you grew up with one or both parents rejecting you, abandoning you, that's in your shadows. That's in your negative polarity. Most people do everything to block their shadow from manifesting, from coming up, because they don't want to feel that. Again, most people are keeping themselves complacent, knowing that it's on the record that we're going into a cashless society. You will have to be turned into a cyborg if you want to survive. And most people literally are still opting for living paycheck to paycheck. Again, I understand if you're saving up all your money for a little plot of land on the outskirts, somewhere farther away in a safer place. I'm saying this is about surviving a new age of Aquarius, where we're being subjected to things on all fronts: nature, crime, violence. They got a show out now called Road Rage. This is what they're programming these motherfuckers. We're coming in the timelines. You're going to want to be away from the GP that are soulless and that are being animated off of the G network. Motherfuckers on that show, that's a documentary show. Motherfuckers is on there doing some wild ass shit. That's what's being programmed into society. Whether you want to get out, you're saving your last monies, your last days of employment to get a solar generator, or, materials that, or, just a shed on some land out in the outskirts somewhere, or, or to buy seeds or whatever that looks like. But if you just merely working to live paycheck to paycheck in this time, I hope you motherfuckers, man, if you merely just doing that, you just, again, you're just wasting time. Because Allah said, seek ye first the kingdom of righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. Your full-time job is supposed to be purifying your heart so that you can meet Allah in the heart, however your pure heart looks. How I'm pure, for example, how I'm purifying my heart right now. I'm facing all types of rejection. It's person after person after person after person passing by without any type of assistance or just charity. And why? Because they are programmed for that. They're shown every single day how things end up in horror for people that help do charity. They're saying it's bad to panhandle, but they're in there making buku bucks and asking for you to round up. Father said that roundup is for the future roundup operation. I forget what company is. Okay, round up your bucks. Yeah, it is for the roundup. This company. No loves. Travel center, travel stop. The markup on his food here, the gas is at $4, I see, and 9 cents. They didn't even want me in there. I still had to buy some stuff in there. Father said that you have to go to your enemy for your needs and your wants. That's a part of humiliation and, having to even do that. I don't have any trees or farms I can go pick some fruit off of right now. So they had the nerve that after you charged me $11 for, and yo, that sandwich was tiny. It only had one piece of cheese, one piece of turkey, and it was like sliced, nothing else on it. That's it. And the sandwich was like, it was like a super tiny, it was just like white bread, teeny tiny sandwich. Even the portions are getting smaller in these places. But they're scaring vessels away from doing charity by saying, oh, panhandling is illegal. Asking for help is illegal. The only time you can get help is if you're institutionalized. You go into some type of shelter where they're giving you fucking curfews. They're taking away your freedom. They're putting all these extra burdens on you and oppressions. You got to deal with the devils in there. That's not going to facilitate my peace, my happiness. I cannot do that route to get your fucking help. I don't care if you call this shit panhandling. What you're doing is actual real crime. Because in my physical state, I'm really in need at this time in my physical manifestation until the appointed timeline. And again, these are trials and tribulations and lessons on a deeper spiritual level. You're on my ancestors' land. You're on top of my ancestors. They can't get no rest with your constant 24/7 traffic, foot traffic. That's an energy. It's like if somebody was stomping on you all day and night. The spirits of the deceased. They couldn't transcend this dimension. They were buried in grief. And it's constant evil energies. It's like thumping on you. For so many of the ancestors. They're charging 1,000% markups. They're asking for donations, but these are a part of the corporation, the system. And then they're going to ask. Then they're telling people, don't give to an individual, one person asking for help. It's called panhandling. Father, I call on divine justice to end this tyranny. Gaslighting. Oh, somebody wants to help me. Yeah, Allah bless you. I really appreciate it. Dissolving dark contracts. He gave me a 10. That would look. Anything helps, but when you look. Allah said, you shall be hated in this world for my name's sake. Allah said that. So again, you never know somebody's intent. The same way most people don't know the fine print in contracts, right? Most of the time you don't find that out until it's too late. That you're actually in a death clause in a death contract. And this is for my father's children. They didn't understand law, universal law, as above, so below. They didn't dissolve dark contracts, that contract that they entered into. And that other party had a whole nother intention than what they intended. And their life was sacrificed. So you never know somebody's intent and why they're giving you a physical item. You don't never know their spiritual intent or their thought connected to that physical item, as above, so below. So all you can do, because you're in control of your own vessel, all you can do is open up your mouth or write it out, dissolving dark contracts, destroying toxic agreements in every dimension of reality. destroying toxic agreements and contracts in every dimension in reality, and a divinely connected to I vessel, connected to Allah. That's all you can do. Sometimes it's just best not to receive, because there is something called it's something called sheer will. And if a being has enough power or influence over your reality, you could be subject to their intent. So, because I am working with the ancestor trees, even though they're over there, look, they come on, these trees are more alive than most of these human vessels on Earth. Most of these humans on Earth don't even have a electromagnetic field anymore, an aura life force, except for they're running on L frequencies, extremely low frequencies through the network, right? These trees are connected to Mother Earth. Mother Earth is just electricity. They can run poles, copper and poles and wires up a tree, and you can plug in an electrical outlet in a tree. That's how much life force is in a tree. All evil energies it's sent to the trees, down to Mother Earth. Mother Earth, I receive your pure positive energies in a form of abundance, whatever for that moment that's needed. And again, things are not made to be easy, except for, again, if you sell your soul to Satan, that's what Satan said to Yahushua. Yo, I'll give you the whole world. And it'll happen in a flash. That's called backdoor. Those of us decide to take the stairs. We call it the stair. That song. What's that song? Stairway to Heaven. The Stairway to Heaven. For those of us that choose to take the stairs, what Allah refers to in the Holy Quran, the Circle 7. It's a ladder to ascension, right? And we have to bring up our shadow. We have to bring up our polarity to get closer to meeting Allah in the heart. That's a ladder. So that's how it's going to look for the very elect, the chosen of. Chosen by who? Chosen by the positive polarity that are working for Allah, that are assisting with the new earth, the creation of the new earth. There are positive polarity beings, it's even negative polarity beings that work for the positive force. That's how it looks for us, the ladder, taking the stairs. So again, those of us that, for example, you grew up with one parent, both parents, maybe abuse, whatever, you already know themes that you have to resolve, are abandonment, rejection. You have to resolve these things. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You have to transmute these energies, that the negatives that you incarnated with. A lot of this can be found in the natal chart, which the natal chart is more of your lower self, because you can transcend your natal chart and not be subject to it. I can learn patience in this incarnation and not be subject to my 3 planets in Aries, the extreme impatience. Me standing here, this shit is like, man, Father, and is this ever going to end? Like, that's how I be feeling. Humility. I'm saying, when you come from real high places and you come to earth, A lot of lessons look like humility. With the polarity, how they do their humility work. They do humiliation rituals. That's how it looks for them. How we do it, we take initiations into our own humility. Do things like fasting. All right, it's not going to work. Me working paycheck to paycheck, where I cannot do my spiritual work. It's not going to work living in an environment with a family that's blocking my love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, my happiness. They're blocking that, so they're blocking me from meeting Allah in the heart. So I have to take this journey alone and just rely on faith. Also, man's heart is waxing cold. To receive some help, you either succumb to illegal activity on our side, relying on a miracle, just your faith. I don't know how long this simulation is going to last before I get assistance to travel. Because look, Allah already told about the fiery trials and tribulation in the scripts. And this is a test of patience and endurance, perseverance. That's why I'm putting on this on the record for the all, because if you're not taking these initiations, you're not even the very elect. If you're not taking these initiations. If you're staying somewhere that is blocking you from meeting Allah, staying in a simulation, a reality, a situation that's blocking you from meeting Allah in the heart, you're not the very elect, so you'll be going through the great tribulation with the collective. That's described as, some describe it as the hour of temptation. Will you be tempted to be turned into a cyborg or be casted out of society? See, this truck, he didn't give me nothing, but he just waved. I could feel the energy. It was like, you know, he didn't have nothing to give. He didn't give, but he waved. It don't take nothing to, you know, man, sorry I can't help. I wish I could help, or, you know, a word of charity or a wave or something like that, instead of an evil eye, which is going on. So, dang, I wish I could help. Look, I'll say a prayer for you. Motherfuckers is not even on that shit now. They on some wicked ass shit. And that's how it's going to be when everybody is not going to be turned into a cyborg. When it's survival of the fittest. And everybody else is looking for help or something like that. Oh, I'm not hungry, love, but I appreciate your generosity. Take care. When motherfuckers is trying to survive themselves and the rest of the world is being turned into cyborgs, and they've already been programmed against helping anybody because they're full cyborg now. There is no humanity in their heart. They're not going to help you. They're not going to help you. And the rest of the ones that's not willing to be turned into cyborgs, they in the same position as you. I guess people's waiting for that. That's what the Great Tribulation is, our temptation. Will you give up your soul and have to transmit these energies in all of the artificial simulations that you created? Are you manifesting on earth? When I always say movie manifestation, how many alternate realities did you create from movie manifestation? Being joined as one. All the seats are connected, right? As above, so below. All the seats are connected in the movie theater. They're playing across the nation at the same times. You have the same show times. You have your Food and Drug Administration. Your dopamines are pumping. People are drinking spirits in here. The portal, the huge portal. The heightened emotions. What's the new one out? Stay Safe, Stay Single. Horror meets comedy. That's new age. That's both polarities. Horror, the negative polarity. Comedy, laughing, fun, positive polarity, the all. That's movie manifestation. Eating dinner in the movies. Dinner in a movie. Chemically addictive substances in a food that's regulated by the Food and Drug Administration. While you're in a heightened state, while you're staring through a portal, they serve alcohol at some of these movies now. You get your endorphins up in your heightened state. All the seats are connected. So you're basically with a coven. As above, so below. You're in a coven and you're all on the same frequency because the movies are manipulated to evoke a specific reaction. You know, like, remember how they showed in the Thriller movie? She was like screaming, ah! Like, then went out there and motherfucker really manifested. That's what y'all gonna be experiencing in the zombie apocalypse. Movie manifestation. How many artificial simulations, once you're turned into a cyborg, how many artificial simulations will you have to go through to transmute that fear that you created on your earth journey, your earth incarnation? I don't know if spirit man has to tarry many ages. I don't have my Quran out right now, but it said man has to tarry many ages to become perfected, man. I don't know how long you finna be trapped in a TV box. Like the Saved by the Bell episode, Zach and I think it was Screech and Lisa. They couldn't get out of the TV. They were trapped inside of a TV box. They could not get out of the TV box. They were trapped there. I don't know how long they'll be trapped in artificial simulations to get their soul back once they take that mark of the beast. But y'all gonna have y'all motherfuckers gonna be in Saw and Jason and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What's all the Freddy Krueger? All these programs, all of the news storylines that motherfuckers be watching every day, day in and day out. Y'all going, ain't no way. I'll take this fiery trial and tribulation for this little bit of time. Because look, my father said, some of the children that choose to go through the great tribulation with the collective, that's what they call the rapture. All their fear is going to come up at once, and boom, they just going to leave their heart going to stop. They just going to leave their body because they was like, I'm not getting that chip. I'm not getting that mark of the beast. What did it say? It says something like, fear not. Even if you have to suffer or face persecution unto death, you shall win the crown of life. It's going to be a collective that have to do it like that. I'm not willing to be turned into a cyborg. Oh, I'm cast out of society. All of my shadows came up. My negative polarity came up to be transmuted. And at that timeline, it had to come up at once. I'm being followed everywhere, chased by my own demons, because I never dealt with them. I just chose to work a 9 to 5, which I still lost my place. I still, my bank account reset. Fiat notes, don't have them. I was replaced by a robot, etc., etc., etc. And now all of this fear has to come up in a block. For example, like the beings, they thought they were either going to work, they probably were going to the harbor, school. They didn't make it over the bridge in Baltimore. I believe this was 2024. They didn't make it over the bridge. The fear that came up in that chunk, guess what? It left their vessel. It left their vessel. It came up. And it could be any situation like that where you don't decide to deal with your shadows. And when it does come up, it's going to be so overwhelming. Your motherfucking heart may stop. You might leave your body. It's going to leave this dimension when it leaves your body. That's what's going on. Timelines collapsing to a new age. Timelines of evil and fear-based programming within self. It has to leave. Through the universal law of one, we are all bound by one cord. Everyone's energy affects the others. So it all has to leave before we can get to the new earth and the collective and the all. How will yours leave? Some are doing transmutation work through fasting with intent. And other healing modalities that are removing the evil from their hearts and minds, from negative fear-based default programming or programming from parallel past lives. I'm about to stop at that. That's just to put on the record for the all. You do not have to, that's just to put on the record for the all, because nobody, it's very few that want to face what's written, my father's script. It's very few that want to wake up and see the signs of the times that we're in. Do you guys think that they're putting like all of these self-checkout, self-service machines on, Melrose, Santa Monica, in California? You got Sergio. He's delivering food. It's a robot cart. Self-driving vehicles. Underway. Elon, whatever happened to your robo-taxi? I thought you said that was supposed to be rolling out August 8th of 2024. Whatever happened to that? That's going to put a whole nother workforce sector out, like Ubers, and because you could charge significantly less without a human workforce. Whatever happened to Robotaxi, Elon? Is that up and running yet? He said he picked August 8th. He said because 8 is an auspicious day, which I was born on the 8th. So he picked August 8th of I believe it was 2024. Yeah, it definitely was 2024. Because this is 2025. They're only a couple months in. So that was 2024. August 8th, he said he was rolling out with the Robotaxi. So even though they're showing you, they're replacing you motherfuckers, you still won't give it up, man. Look, I probably would have been in the same boat if Father was beating this shit over my head. Like, just showing me time and time and time again. Time and time and time again. Come out of her, my people. You are laboring and toiling for naught. If you would have labored and toiled for me, to meet me in the heart, you may have been saved from that hour of temptation, from Jacob's trouble, from the collective great tribulation. It doesn't matter how many times not me. I don't be running around telling motherfuckers they hard-headed. I'm just putting shit on the record. When everybody find out, it's gonna be too late. How many times do they have to show you that you're being replaced by robots? My own biological sibling worked for Ryder Trucking Company. HR, human resource. She was the motherfucker that hired people. Did like the new hiring recruits. Guess what? He got his termination notice. He was replaced by AI, by artificial intelligence. This was Ryder Trucking Company. I went in Coffee Bean 1 week. It was, just human interaction. 2 weeks later, I came back. They had a self-service kiosk. You ordered drinks. You pay at the kiosk. The only one, it's like a couple, one person. So, how many times do they have to show you, sector after sector, that you're being placed with AI? My father's, and this is to my father's children. That's the nation I incarnated for. They don't want to accept it. So they're laboring and toiling for naught. Buy they lace fronts, wigs, nails, clothes, entertainment, material, until their hour of temptation. And then it's like, damn, you got two options now. You either becoming a cyborg, or you going through the collective great tribulation, and everybody else is going to be having to survive. And I suppose that when you're asked out like that, like a time during the great tribulation, I can stand out here by myself in peace now and hold up a sign, face my rejection, whatever else is coming up. Abandonment comes up because you're like, Father, come on, hurry up. I'm tired of standing up here. Hurry up. Come on, can we get this thing on the ball? Come on, send one of your angels. But as we go from glory to glory, You might have to face greater. What the? I saw an alligator in that lake over there, but you might have to face longer simulations and perseverance and whatever shadows you have to resolve. It's like, So, in my mind, I don't know how long this simulation is going to last. This initiation is going to last. You face rejection issues like, Father, are you going to... Same thing Yahweh Shai went on a different degree, obviously. Father, are you going to forsake me? Are you going to send me help? You facing your abandonment is coming up. The shit, rejection. You know, when you're first starting out, it's going to be, you got to overcome humiliation because we're a prideful race of beings. Proud. What's it? What was that song? I'm not too proud to beg. That ain't. Father said a closed mouth don't get fed. And most of our people would rather, again, take a path that leads to death, separation from Allah, than even ask for help. I don't see my nation out here even asking for help, except if they go into the enemy to ask for help. Do like welfare and shit like that. Shit that's still going to keep you institutionalized and then in bad contracts and keep you just surviving but not enough to thrive. Or you have to give all your life force energy to some program or institution. That's going to create more of the same lack and scarcity. And most of the only other people that I see requesting help is from these chartered nonprofits. Most of them are using it for corrupt purposes. The real ones in need are not getting it. Or again, you have to be institutionalized to receive help. And listen, I'm here for my love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice made manifest on earth. It's nothing freedom-based, energy-based when you have to go in a place and they treat you like a child and you have to have a curfew. Or you have to be under more oppression. So I'm not, in the name of Allah, I'm not even allowed to take that path, that route any longer. I tried it, and every single time it just stole my peace. Just even the beings around you, like, you got to deal with their demons. It's not worth it to me. The only time I really see my Father's children taking the path of humility, it does create more humility if you have to stand somewhere with a sign or beg or ask for just assistance to get by for that day. And look, most of my Father's children, we are a proud race. Our pride is what made our nation fall. And we're still not resolving that till this day. We'd rather wait until it's too late. If you have to go through the Great Tribulation when everybody else, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for Father for pulling me out. When Father says, come out of her, my people. I am so grateful. Even though this it's tough as shit. It is tough. I'm so grateful that I am chosen to bypass a great tribulation, even though I went through one personally, individually. But I'm so grateful that I've gotten to bypass having to go through the great tribulation with the collective. You know, you get all types of looks and stares when you're standing, and people see you, you know, they see you stranded. They're like, because most people I see, they're on some type of drug doing. It's not, you know, they think suspiciously. Oh, you know, I've seen so many stories on the news about them following people, and a lot of times these are crisis actors. The agenda is to turn the hearts of man cold. The only ones that get the profit is these big corporations from donations. So they'll show these news stories about people getting in their cars, driving away with Mercedes and doing all types of fuck shit. Lots of times these are crisis actors, and this is for the fear-based programming. That's how this society was designed. Probably been out here for a couple. Damn, this motherfucker's about to. He literally had to pull his steering wheel back over to drive straight. That's why I said, I assume this is best for this. We need self-driving vehicles. Because you motherfuckers, you're not aware enough to even safely operate a vehicle. I'm seeing that. There's too many threats to society behind wheels. I don't care. I'm already out here taking these initiations. I'm already living without. So you dang right. Being treated the way that I'm treated in these big businesses, you dang right I'm ready for robots and self-driving vehicles, and you're dang right I'm ready for it. Had the girl come in, and she had just gotten, it was like 5 a.m. Now the other employee, I paid $11 for a little ass sandwich. The other employee, pale skin, Irish, he didn't like me either. I mean, I read energy. I feel it. I'm an empath. He didn't like me either, but nonetheless, we all have that, a bit of that in our DNA, just from our histories. My father said every nation has been in slavery at one timeline, right? So I don't care. You don't gotta like each other, but respect is required. Neutrality is required, because motherfucker, this is my first time meeting you in this incarnation. What the fuck you got a problem with me for? So he was respectful, cordial, like I said. Opposite energy, that's fine, but still respectful. Knew I was sitting in there. Nobody was in there. This was overnight. I was eating and I laid my head down. No one was in there. A few hours later, it's 5 something, and it's black bitch. And that's not racist, because black is not considered human. They're property. 3/4 human. What's it? 3/4, 3/5 human. That's a label. Black bitch, when it come in, she just starting work. Black bitch, the only motherfucking black bitch want to come and say some shit to me. Ain't nobody mess with me in there except for this black bitch. Oh, you're not supposed to be sitting in here. It's closed until 7 after the other employee Because I checked with the other employee because I saw it was like kind of blocked off. But not really blocked off. They still had some chairs down. And I was like, is it okay if I sit in there, eat my food or whatever, sit there, whatever. He's like, it's cool as long as you don't make a big mess or anything. All right, boom, I'm sitting down. A few hours later, 5 a.m, black bitch want to come in and tell me, oh, you're not supposed to be in here. It be your own nation too. That's why I said, man. If you're black too, you are my enemy. Because legally, by universal law, you're separated from Allah. And Allah is love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, so it would be none in you. So you're right, you would be my enemy. There's motherfuckers that they may go under the label black, but in their consciousness, they're not black. They just don't know. And I'm not talking about these people, but I'm talking about those that call themselves black and display a death mentality, a death consciousness. You mean to tell me you just got in here? You had the register. What's the register where they change in, change out? You taking that to your office to go get the money for the register so you can start your day, and you fucking worried about me sitting in a empty room with not one person in there, and that's what's on your mind at the start of your day. You miserable motherfucker. Because look, what you do to me, you do to Allah. How you treat me, yeah, sure, you treat Allah. And Allah's opened up the book of life on you. I guarantee you won't even be employed. I give you a max a year. And listen, timelines are collapsing, so time is speeding up. The rate of oscillation is moving significantly faster. This bitch might be out of work tomorrow. And then what the fuck you gonna do? When your time of great tribulation, your hour of temptation, your hour of trial and tribulation come, and Allah give you your new life sentence, and Allah open up that book. Oh, my angels recorded. You was the only motherfucker that you wanted to open up your mouth. You're supposed to be worried about your job that you should be grateful to have until your motherfucking ass gets replaced by a robot. And you want to talk about somebody sitting down, quiet, not talking to a single soul, not bothering nobody. All right, Allah gives you your new sentence. But along with your sentence, Allah turns the universe evil towards you. So you definitely not going to be able to have it. You ain't going to have no help during your time of trial and tribulation once you get your new life sentence. So it's shit like that. We got to be mindful of that. This is surviving a new age of Aquarius. And it is what it is, man. You are only responsible for your vessel, every thought, word, and deed that you have done, that you have to give an account for. I'm talking about according to your rap sheet, your violation of universal law. Because this, from default programming, 0 to 7, 99% have been default programmed to be in violation of universal law. That's how the 1% usurped all of the resources through their knowledge and their operating in universal law and making you the fall guy. Now we're actually in an age where you're being held to that standard, meaning Allah is actually opening up, going through rap sheets. It's a repeat offender, universal law. They are adding fear to this earth. All right, this is a negative stain on earth. Time's up. Vessel is too toxic. Time's up. Number gets called because you're rap sheet and you had no ability to change. Nothing in your heart to change. This is what it's looking like. This is what it's looking like. So I'm putting that on the record for the all glory, honor, and praise to the Father in heaven, Allah, Father of the universe. Anything else? And again, encoded in my recordings and my video is a divine order, divine release, and divine replacing, refilling with the divine intent and order. This is for the collective. At whatever timeline it actually gets to reach you. If at all it gets to reach you. That's up to Allah. But again, like with any legal proceeding, even in your shadow law court system, if you are attempting to reach a party for a legal proceeding, because the truth is, most of you motherfuckers is going to be summoned to my Father's court. You're not going to get to stand before the Father. You're too fucking dirty. I'm talking about your heart and your energy, like the motherfucker that balled up the $1 and threw it at me. But you will be summoned to give an account for the charges brought against you for violating whatever, according to Allah. Whether it's universal law, whether you violated one of his servants, one of his vessels, anybody else, just, anything. It could be anything. So again, just as the angels, even though I'm an angel of Allah and we are in the end times, we are in judgment time, we are at an end of an age cycle physically playing out. A new age governed by divine law, universal law. Things are being reinstated back to divine order. So most vessels are coming up for review, life review from the book of life. My ministry in this incarnation is a ministry of death. I am a death angel. Allah has angels that are stationed in the higher dimensions. That's where my higher self is, with Allah. But then we also volunteer to manifest in the physical, to bring about endings, because we are in the end of an age, an end of a life cycle. So my ministry is in death. Again, I am a death angel. That doesn't mean that I go around, this has nothing to do with the physical. Death is separation from Allah. And look, you saw how many people voluntarily separated themselves from Allah by getting technology placed in them. You got people being turned into cyborgs. It's endings. You come across me on something, and the angels that's assigned to my vessel, they record that. That's instant karma playing out in your reality. Again, physical lag times, however that plays out for your new life sentence, that plays out for your new life sentence. What the Father say about being aware when you're entertaining angels. The only reason I've incarnated as a death angel, because the wickedness on earth has increased. We're in the end times. We're going into lawlessness on earth. We're going into lawlessness on earth. And death angels have been assigned to this earth. This is not a time of peace until we're physically at the new earth. Until then, you're going to see every type of evil play out. Every type of evil be perpetuated. That's why it's death angels here. Just for that purpose. How does that look? Well, you come across me, you want to throw a dollar out your passenger window. That's the death of your career. In the name of Allah, that's the death of your career. And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. How it gets recorded and how you get your new life script, your new life reality. Again, I am a Lord of Karma. And I am a divine prosecutor, meaning I go to Allah and because me and my father, I'm a co-creator with Allah, I get to suggest their script, that motherfucker's script. And because I believe, in my consciousness, I believe suffering is good. I've gone through traverse simulations of suffering I would never take back. Don't bring this motherfucker over here to try to get no sound bite. Fuck you, bitch. Let me put this on pause. But you ain't hearing shit I got to say. You better cry. Listen, these entities, they either run from me or they come for me because sometimes, a lot of times I'm cloaked. They don't even know it's me. So they want to test my authority. So they'll just come to do some fuck shit and I be knowing what the entity is already coming to do before it comes. Because the entities, they're on a way lower level. I see way harder than these entities. I already know what they doing. They didn't even know it was me. They find out. By the time they find out, it's too late. You could have had more time to play on earth. All right, Allah let you here for this time of lawlessness that's coming. But you want to come across me, now you're banished from the earth. You're banished from the earth forever. No more time to play. No more time to do your evil and wicked deeds. But so I get as a co-creator with Father in heaven. You're right. I act as a divine prosecutor as well. Same way, all right, I'm suing such and such in court for pain and suffering. All right, the pain and suffering you caused on me for no reason too. For your own selfish motive. Let's see, because we already know the hearts and minds of man. Let's see what will make you suffer. It could be a number of things. Let's see what will make you suffer. Oh, that good, secure job you had, that you would have the nerve to ball up $1 and throw it at somebody. $1. That's how you know it's an insult. $1. Like, bitch, what the fuck I'm finna do with $1 up in this motherfucker? Hey, all right, your new script. You're a homeless bum. You're broke. You've been replaced by a robot. And, now you see the true colors of your family. Everybody has deserted you. We put a health issue on you that rendered you not able to work. Now you definitely ain't working here no more. You definitely unemployable on the earth. And, oh, great. It's a great thing for you to suffer because you're evil. you're purely evil. Because look, motherfucker, like I said, I got wisdom and experience in this. Somebody wants to help me. Hi. Oh, God bless you. Hi. You can choose to, do this. I would not recommend something like, only if you're tricking a motherfucker to act like you're going to do something. I would not recommend prostitution in these timelines. They told you in the movie, stay single. They told you, stay single, stay safe. You don't know what, these are some very wicked entities that Father is allowing into this threshold. I do not recommend prostitution or anything like that. Period. I don't even recommend, I know it's a person on there, online, they talk about being a sugar baby and stuff. If you got too much trauma templates in you that you have not resolved, I don't even recommend dating, because you're only going to manifest your own demons within. You saw that melanated female. And this is just one example, man. This, you done heard it time and time and again. Interracial dating. They were probably resolving karma of, that was probably the slaveholder, the descendant, but had shared the same DNA. Supposed to go on an online dating, and he chopped her up and ate her. Some weird. So I don't recommend any type of prostitution, nothing like that. Or like I said, I resolved so many of my shadows that I could safely put this sign up and receive assistance for travel. And I am not concerned about no wild shit. Shit happens, but I ain't concerned with no fucking horror movie manifesting, because I resolved so many of my own demons. Only thing I'm finna meet, it's harder to meet an angel on this earth. And that's why it's going to take you longer to receive your miracle, because there's not too many of the good, of the righteous, of the humanity out here. That's why this is a test in perseverance. That's why. Man, I gotta wait how long to find one or a few good people to help? Whoa, that's what it's gonna be looking like. It's better now than to have to go through the great tribulation with everybody else. You might have 5 motherfuckers where I'm here by myself. It's no competition out here. You might have 10 motherfuckers standing out here, and then we're not even gonna talk about turf wars. You in my spot, like on some shit like you ain't. Hey, it's gonna be no hope during that time. Don't even think about it. Just use your last money from your last end of days at the job before the full transition. Save up for your solar generator, whether whatever you need will have to use for survival, for however long you can survive. For however long you can survive. That's what it's looking like. I hope this video uploads, because this is literally at 2 hours. That's crazy. But anyway. Anything else? Not much. $35, and I've probably been out here for a few hours. $35, but if you think about most people that are working paycheck to paycheck, by the time they pay off all their bills, what do they have to spend? Are they living off of credit? Are they in a deficit? Are they paying back from borrowing for bills or stuff like? You see what I'm saying? Not much. $35. Yesterday, $80. I'm a traveler, so I do not travel in expense. I don't have a religious vessel anymore to upkeep, so I don't travel in expense. So it's just something to be able to leverage, being able to get what you need to where you got to go. If you have to, offer somebody fiat notes for what you need. Because if not, you're going to, look, they don't even want me on this property, but they're doing these subliminal broadcastings. Oh, I'm not hungry. I'll take water. I appreciate coming up. God bless you. God bless you, family. I don't, not in this timeline. I did before, but in this timeline, where I'm being targeted for all types of retaliation and just, I'm not suggesting taking no. I'm not even drinking that water. I'll just pour it out for the ancestors on the land, but I'm not even drinking the water because water is programmable. I just came off of a fast, and I ain't trying to program that shit on I don't know what. I don't care who's being nice. I'm nice, and I can show you real quick how evil I can be, because I'm a dual being. I operate in both polarities. I operate in my positive polarity because we're in a time of wicked and adulterous nation. I have to operate. I can't be an angel of Allah here in a demon time. I have to be expressed in both polarities. I will not survive. That's how you're going to be too. It's good for the light language and all that stuff, the Reiki and the healing and stuff like that. But these demons, they don't care about angelic energy. They actually gonna come for you because they feel your life force. And they're going to attack you more if you're just in your positive polarity. That's all you express, and you have to, whatever your great tribulation comes up, you're going to be more of a target for demonic activities, because remember, demons, they need life force energy. They need pure positive energy. They have to get it from somewhere. So I work in the shadows. I work in both polarities. I work in a positive polarity. I match your energy. I don't care what race, what nation, what species, animal, cat, dog. I'm able to match your frequency. I'm able to trump your frequency. I can get just as pure positive with you. I could get more evil than Satan with you too. You have, as angels of Allah, angels of death. That's how we operate in the shadows. Because motherfucker come up to me with some shitty ass energy and they want to do some fuck shit, I'm going to cast you to the dimensions of hell. Not the physical place, not Gehenna, what was described as Gehenna. The Hebrew translation I'm talking about, that's going to be your state of mind, the condition of your mind you're locked into day and day and day and day and day until your time is called to leave the earth. I'm going to thrust you into that dimension. It's going to manifest as simulations for you. It's going to manifest as a new reality. I'm here to operate on demon time. Again, the angels in the higher stations, they deal in peace and love and joy. And when you're talking about death angels that handle endings, end of ages, where it has to be radical shifts, we have to come here with iron fists. We got to come here to end evil and tyranny that's been playing out on the earth. Listen, it's not about. I'm even harder. I place more judgment on my own nation than the other nations, because they only did what Father had them do because of our rebellion and wickedness. So I'm harder on our nation. But I call it for how it is, though. It gives you a chance when you get out here. You don't have nobody to rely on, and you have to look for the humanity in a human. It's twofold, because you see how evil the heart is in humanity, but you see, it's still a few good ones left. Praise Allah. But during the collective great tribulation, it ain't gonna be it's gonna be nothing but despair energy out there. You don't want to go through the collective great tribulation with the collective. You don't want to do that, man. They're already starting to take out most of the electrical outlets and the sockets and shit in places in these nuclei states, the testing states like California. They're being taken out in most like public places, and more oppression is being placed. If I went in with a cooler and a book bag and was denied to go in an Inglewood Public Library in California because you have too much stuff, which was really targeting because they didn't want me activating my DNA. What you want? You definitely wouldn't have did this. When they feel the frequency shift on the earth because of some vibration that you have put out to the public, it doesn't have to be a single soul around you, but you do have an energy field. So when they feel a shift, a lot of times they send a human vessel either through remote controlling through satellite or just agencies sending them. They have supersonic technology for audio recording purposes. So they will send vessels around you to get sound bites. What is she talking about that's causing a shift? Because they have technology to measure that too. What is she talking about over there to cause this shift? They may remote control vessel to get a sound clip or a sound bite. We have to be aware of our surroundings at all times. And at this point, I just don't care because I'm just putting this stuff on the record merely. Hi, how are you? Yeah. You too, bitch. You in your car. I just sent that energy to bind to his car and his tires. Because what I read, you know how I used to just cuss motherfuckers out, like you viper, you brood of vipers. That's probably like cursing a motherfucker back in that timeline. Like you read them for their filth, you read them for their evil. Hey, look, you could come with me to this. Come with me with your funky ass evil energy, because I'm a master transmuter. And guess what? I'm gonna send it right back with you, but I'm gonna attach it to anything material that you got. And when you don't have that shit no more, you're gonna have a whole nother view on life. It's gonna actually expand your consciousness and your awareness of their universal laws against such evils. Even look, we're in a telepathic age. You can read my thoughts, I can read your thoughts. But motherfuckers always acting nice. Knowing motherfuckers doing evil shit towards you, did evil shit towards you, stole from you, plotting on you, and we still are trained to be nice. All evil eye and evil energy. Because the truth is, this motherfucker is, his last days, the universe has already turned evil against him. That's why people do evil things. So all evil energy to the ancestors. I receive the divine order, energy, and intent. So again, it's not a lost cause. There are still, during this timeline, I don't know what it's going to be looking like for y'all during the Great Tribulation, when the collective goes through it. I don't know. But there is still humanity out here. I've seen it for myself, but it is, as the timelines go forward, it is dwindling. I have to go through it. Father puts me through it, so I can put it on the record for the all. Probably by the time you see it, it'll probably be too late, but nonetheless, it's still on the record, because say you do hear this in a future timeline, and you're like, maybe you make it before they transition out humans for robots in the workplaces. Maybe you can do what I did. I did shadow work, trauma release work as a full-time job. I would go to places like Sedona, Arizona, with the red rocks, the vortexes, and I would be laying there with crystals from the earth laid out on my energy centers for hours at a time while I'm listening to light language, while I'm doing different, listening to different healing modalities. I did that as a full-time job. I went through these extreme simulations to bring up trauma. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to look for anybody that hears it, but I got to sign out because this video gets too long. It's already 2 hours and 31 seconds. I hope I can upload it. If not, I'll be able to give an account of it one day anyway. It doesn't matter. But this is my gang with me. I don't have humans with me. Not too many humans are. It's a solo journey. Getting back to self, getting back to higher self is a solo journey. So the tree is going to be one of your best allies for ascension, because it's not a human on this planet that can transmute like a tree. I can literally look at this tree, connect with this tree. I can send this tree all the negative energy that I'm receiving that's coming up as a result of this simulation. Send it to this tree, send it down through Mother Earth. Mom is going to send me back. Mom is going to transmit to me the divine order, intent, and energy in every void, hole, gap, and tear in my energy field, and of those connected to I Vessel and Allah in every dimension and reality.